Has the introduction of artificial intelligence into your workplace become a source of stress? Oh, baby. Want to know how effective leaders are learning to manage this stress for themselves and for others? Watch this short video. I'm Bob Wendover. Open any business publication right now, and chances are one of the first articles you'll see is about how artificial intelligence is taking over the world and stealing jobs from us helpless humans. For all I know, AI itself is creating all of these articles. This entire phenomenon has succeeded in adding another layer of stress to workplaces already swimming in it. How will it impact my job? Will it replace me? Will I ever be able to find another job if the technology is outthinking me? You know the drill. But if you drill down on this phenomenon a bit, what you'll find is that there are three general schools of thought. First, there are those who are celebrating the advent of AI. AI will save the day, it will save you time, it will do your work for you, it will anticipate your every need and desire. Now, second, there are those who consider the dawn of artificial intelligence cataclysmic. AI will take away all the professional jobs. We'll be reporting to our laptops. AI will be overriding our decisions. How will I survive if AI is outthinking me? Third are those who are saying, now wait a minute, slow down, take a breath. Like any technology, AI will be a mixed blessing. It will be used and abused. We'll assume it has power it doesn't have. It will make certain parts of our work and life easier, and it may well become a nuisance when it inserts itself when we don't really need it. And, oh, by the way, it's been a part of our lives for quite some time. Most of us just didn't realize it. So don't be afraid of it. Learn how to leverage it. But remember, it is still just computer code. It can't reason like you can. The best way to manage AI is to become the best critical thinker you can. One of the things that AI does better than us is to analyze without emotion. After all, we humans analyze every choice and situation through a lens of emotion. We can't help it. It's the way we're wired that way, and kind of forgive the metaphor there, but it's true. But all AI can do is provide options, suggestions, and maybe a few recommendations. If I ask ChatGPT or Claude or even DeepSeek to compile what I need to know on a particular issue, it will do so in maybe 15 to 30 seconds. But I am still the one who has to decide which parts to use in my project or report or presentation. It may also, by the way, hallucinate or give me information that is untrue or maybe even gibberish. Now, those who sell the virtues of AI will tell you that over time, all of that will go away and it will become more and more accurate. And that may be true, although the term garbage in and garbage out still applies. Of course, all of this is adding stress to a workplace that doesn't need any more stress because of the uncertainty about the role it's going to play going forward. So, how can you deal with all the stress this is causing? If you're a leader, you're having to navigate the difference in worries, concerns, and thoughts of those who are on your team. Some people are probably embracing it. Other people would be happy to do without it totally. And still others would like to kind of cherry pick the parts that they like and the things that seem to work best for them. Now, trying to get into alignment, especially when having to work collaboratively, that could be a challenge. And then, of course, there's the underlying concern about integrating with those on the job. In many workplaces I visit, there's an undercurrent of concern about job security. And finally, there's the burden of learning more and more technology that seems to evolve by the day. How can I get my work done when I have to learn all these new features of the latest upgrade that came down the pipe? Now, while all that may sound like a digital immigrant talking, I know lots of digital natives who feel this pressure as well, by the way. Outside of leading others, how can you personally adjust to the advent of all this technology? Just because you're in charge doesn't mean that you're any better at learning or leveraging it. You may feel like you're running to catch up, just like those on your team. If you think you're alone, you're not, trust me. So, once again, being a good critical thinker and compelling those around you to up their reasoning skills as well is your best defense when it comes to the workplace and the thought that AI is leaving you behind. Sometimes the AI acolytes can be so insistent that everything's going forward needs to be viewed through a lens of this technology. But that's not really the truth. Now, if you want to bring them back to earth, ask them to demonstrate how AI can be leveraged to make the best decisions, not just provide endless suggestions and options. Now, if you want to reduce the stress on your team when it comes to this type of technology, bring it out into the open. As with any new idea, there's a natural desire to be part of the new thing, to be a first adopter, to be ahead of the curve. But it's been my experience in interviewing and observing senior leaders that they never are first. They take the time deliberately to watch and see how a new technology or concept plays out. They ask lots of questions. They consult with those they trust, and they tend to be the last people to speak in any conversation simply because they want to hear what everyone else has to say. It's that kind of patience and perspective that has earned them a reputation as an effective leader. And it's this patience and perspective that relieves the stress on the workplace and those in it. So, how are you managing the stress around the use of AI in your workplace? We'd all like to know. Put your ideas in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel for more insights just like this. I'm Bob Wendover.